I grew up, my family's from down south, and I grew up traveling down south every year, 12, 14-hour car rides every year to go back down south. Here are tips, because your GPS does not tell black and brown kids how to travel. When I say kids, I mean people 45 and younger. Make sure you travel interstates. That's the one. Those are the freeways that start with an I dash some number. If you can't have an interstate travel, take toll roads. Don't worry about how much it costs. Toll roads are safer. When it comes to, if you're in a rural area, get to a major highway as quick as possible. I noticed that these GPS takes you on routes that are not black and brown people friendly. So you need to plan your travel a little better, especially for what's going on right now in the southern states and in the red states. You want to make sure that you're on safe roads. When you pull off, do not pull off on exits that don't have major gas stations, fast food, hotels, Walmart, things like that. The best places to pull off are things that says hospital, because a hospital will more than likely have somewhere for you to pick up foods and get some gas. University, somewhere around that university, there will be somewhere where there's a safe place to get a hotel, a safe place to get gas, a safe place to get food. If those things are not there, then you get off on exits that show at least 20 different things, and you can see them from the side of the road before you get to that exit, meaning the signs are high in the air. I'm a driver. I drive all over by myself, but I know how to do it safely. I have driven and been with other people where we stopped at these little bitty stops and they break into your car. The whole city takes all your stuff. They trash your vehicle and they don't know who did it, how it happened. Hopefully you get your stuff back. We are not safe in those little bitty communities, right? Get on a main road. Get out of the rural areas. Do not travel. If you're traveling at night, you better be on an interstate. You better be on an interstate. And if you pull over, it better be a truck stop. Truck stops are good. Those love stops or love safe stops with a lot of other lighting around it. Do not travel like you do in your own hometown. That's not for cross-country travel. Not for black and brown folks. Y'all stay safe out there.
Automatic redirection. Tired of being tested on the same lesson. Get the money. I expect the best and nothing less. I bet I get it. Automatic redirection. Tired of being tested on the same lesson. Get the money, keep collecting. I expect the best and nothing less. I bet I get it.
Hey family, welcome to Mantle Motivations podcast. This is an impromptu podcast because we have to share something with y'all. And as you see, I have my lovely wife with me. What's your name, girl?
Sequoia.
So this episode, we're not gonna be before you long, but we just had to share something with you that happened with us today. And today is Sunday. What's today? The 27th, 28th, 27th, July 27th. We just got home from an outing. And so the subject of today is being black in America.
Being black in Georgia.
Being black in Georgia. And not being from here and not knowing about your surroundings.
That's key.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let my wife.
No, you start.
You want me to start?
You start, I'll jump in.
Okay.
I'll jump in.
So we were invited to a comedy show tonight to go to Macon, Georgia. So we got to
Actually,
what was it?
That's what the problem was. What was it? The comedy show was at 2111 Macon Road, Perry, Georgia.
There you go. So we were going to Perry, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Now the address I got, I put it in as what she just said.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out, so it was an hour and 40 minutes, almost a 2-hour drive. We were down for it, whatever, right? So we're driving out there, and then all of a sudden, my wife was like, "Are we going the right way?"
30 minutes into the ride now.
30 minutes into the ride. So she text messages the person that invites us, and they send her a address. Now this address had an extension on it, and when she put it in her GPS, even though we had been driving for about 30 minutes, her GPS pulled up and said we were still approximately an hour and a half away
from the location that I currently had.
That part. So we were like, that can't be right? So we said, all right, whatever.
Well, what somebody said was, my phone is incorrect. Not her phone, I'm sorry. Your phone is incorrect. So I turned. You said your GPS ain't right. You said your Bluetooth might not be on your not Bluetooth, your location.
Yeah, because she don't keep her GPS on her phone. So when she goes to put in directions, she'll have to actually put in where she's at. So I was like, well, try that and see if it changes.
So I turned my GPS on and off. I put the address in there multiple times, and I kept clicking the link that she sent. But somebody on the side of me said, I'ma still keep following the GPS that I put in from the house.
Because it just didn't make sense to me. But anyway, we got all the way out there. But I will say this. I did say earlier, I was like, before we left the house, I looked at, because, it shows you the location where you're going. And when I looked at it, it looked like a building. First off, I didn't know we were going to a church, or I would have been looking for a church. I didn't know the comedy show was going to be at a church. Are you good? Oh, you got the bottle. So with me not knowing it was going to be at a church, I was like, okay, well, what's this building? I guess it's at a comedy club or what have you. So again, she puts it in. We don't follow those directions because they were like, it was another hour and a half away. And I'm like, we made good time, So we get out there, and of course, I see the building. There's a old CVS, and then there's a building right there that was the actual address, and it was closed. And I was like, oh man, yeah. So now she on the phone with her people, and the girl was like, well, I'm gonna send you my location. So she sent her location, and when she put it in, it was, of course, the address we were supposed to go to, which was another hour and a half away. So we made it there at 6:00 on the dot, the time that the show was supposed to start. But we're another hour and a half away from the actual location we're supposed to be at. So we just told them, well, I mean, obviously we weren't going to make it. So we decided to get something to eat, and then we were going to head back to the house. So by this time, we're in Columbus, Georgia. All right, so we ain't from here. Did not know how far Columbus, Georgia was from Perry until we actually, had the directions and everything. So we're in an unfamiliar space, but it was populated and there was restaurants and stuff around. We found us a nice restaurant to go and we ate. And then we left there about 7:30-ish, 7:20, something like that. So then I put in my GPS coordinates to go home. And Shorty, Miss Jispa, she decides to say, hey, there are road closures. So I'm going to take you this route. And I will take the fault for that one. Because normally I look through the route to make sure things are cool. I didn't do it this time. I trusted Jispa. And
the fact you keep saying Jispa is crazy.
That's her name now, because she off for doing this to us the way she just did us. And then had the nerve to ask me, "Did you make it home or what?" Okay, when we arrived at our location, I was like, "By the grace of God." But anyway, so she didn't put us back on the interstate. Now, when we were driving down there, we were on 85. We took 85. We took 138 to 85. Went straight there. Got there. She want to take us on back roads.
Only back road. So
let that sink in.
Foreshadow.
So in this moment,
picture this. You gotta paint the scenery.
Go ahead.
Picture this. 1929. Go ahead. Picture it.
Finish painting the picture.
Picture it. So you got two black females. One Yeah. And then you got me in a Charger, all tinted out windows. It's 7:30 on a Sunday night, and the sun is coming down.
Oh, we racing that bad boy.
On the back roads in Georgia for 2 hours. For 2 hours, all back roads. All back roads. So can you imagine what just took place?
When I tell you the amount of anxiety in that car was real. Me and my wife, we talk. We talk a lot. We talk a lot when we're riding around, driving, even with music playing in the background. We might turn it up, listen to the music, then turn it down, talk again. When I tell you, it was silence for the majority of the ride because we both were very anxious about the situation. Extremely. And then we got behind this pickup truck. Oh, bro. He was this color driving. And I was like, I don't want to get too close to him. He was driving real slow. And I was like, I don't want to go around him because I don't know.
It might
trigger him. He might call his boys. Like, you know, your mind just go places when you in situations like that. All I knew was I'm riding behind him and I'm looking at the sun at the same time. I'm looking at the sun at the same time. I'm like, yo, I need to get to a familiar area. We got to get to a familiar area.
And the craziest thing, this is the part that stuck out to me the most throughout this whole entire ride. All you saw was Confederate flags, Trump flags, and American flags. But it wasn't that we saw those flags. It was the fact that there was no houses for miles. No houses. Listen to what I'm saying. No houses. It's just land. And you will see a random flag on a tree. A random flag on
flag post.
The tree. Which it was a lot.
It was a lot. I have not felt that anxious about a situation in a long time. And then
the police.
The police. They were sitting on the side.
They were sitting on the side of the road, and in my head, all I did was look over at the speed limit, like, Lord, please don't let her be going over a minute, not even one mile over the speed limit, because it's two police officers sitting right here in this ditch with these radar guns, and the last thing I need is for that process.
That part. And then so we just got these new little cups, right? I'm not going to put the name. But we just got these two little cups. These are actually vape cups. Hookah cups. Yeah.
I don't think
so. You have like this is the cartridge, and you put it in the cup, and then you can put your drink in here as well. So we had these, and we were puffing. But when we was in this situation, she was getting ready to put her cup up. And I said, well, see, that's why I ain't want to puff, man, because I ain't want nobody thinking we had something going on in this car, and they pulled us up. And she was like, when you right, you right. She put that cup down in the cup holder, and that was it. We didn't pick these cups up. I was just picking mine up to drink my water, but we didn't pick these cups up to blow a puff of smoke or nothing until we got to Fayetteville. And
that's when we knew where we was at. That's when it was like, oh, it's up. Because now we back over here where we know some people.
We know people, and they can get to us fast.
Spooky fast.
And that was another thing too. The service kept going out. We had the music playing in the background. The music kept stopping. She was looking at her phone. No bars. And it was a lot. But the reason why we wanted to talk about this was because I had brought up to her a documentary that I saw on YouTube. And it was created by somebody in the LGBTQI plus community, and they asked other people in the community, what did the flag mean to them, or how did the flag make them feel? And we had that conversation, and I was saying before this incident that to me, I feel how I feel about the flag is the same way I feel about America, bittersweet. Because I think about all the liberties and the things that myself as a black woman and a masculine identified black woman have that I know somebody like me in other countries may not have, or may not have certain protections. But then at the same time, we live under administration now where those protections are being stripped away from us. And then thinking about where we were just at, whether I had protections or not, they would have did me in regardless. They would have did her in regardless, just based off the color of our skin. And they probably would have did me worse because of how I'm dressed and how I appear and how I look and how I come off. So, thinking about America and thinking about the flag, and it's just, it's hard. It's rough because you think about, I want to pay homage to it in a certain way because I personally know people who are veterans who went overseas and fought for our country or served for our country, and they're proud of that American flag because they fought for it. And I'm proud of them that they did what they did so I can have the liberties that I have. But then on the other hand, it's like, what has America really done for me and my people? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a loaded question. What about you? Because I like what you said earlier about it. Being real.
Yeah. I'm not her. I'm not going to do the whole political thing, but here's what I will say. Knowing who I am now and the self-educated person that I am now on the world that we living in and the United States that we living in, same thing I told her, when I see the flag, it disgusts me. And it's not disrespect to the military, the people that served. It's not no disrespect to what the flag means to other people. I'm talking about specifically for me. And the reason why it disgusts me is because growing up, all schools taught you was how we are the A1s. We are the best thing since sliced bread. We are. But then as you get older and you start going out on your own and venturing and learning and educating yourself, you find that our literacy rate is crazy. Our gun violence against our own people is crazy. When I say own people, I don't mean just black. I mean period. Just gun control is crazy here. Like, you look at all the different stuff, and then you look at other countries. And like, I'm a person that I like to travel. So when you travel and you talk to them and you ask them questions, and they talk about their fruit, just their fruit, about the foods that's banned, and I'm like,
we eating all that stuff in the
baby, the flaming hots, the way I would down a bag of flaming hot Cheetos with hot sauce, let's not get it twisted. I'm gonna still eat me a bag tonight. But the fact that in certain countries it's banned, like they care about their people. But all I was told growing up is that America needs to help other countries. We need to send money to Africa. We need to help take care of different kids and all that stuff. And it's like, yeah, but when you're over here, you looking at it like centerfold, like we not doing the best. We're not. We're just not. And the fact that we was just driving, nothing happened. Let's not get it twisted.
Thank God for that.
Nothing happened. Nothing even was remotely about to happen. But it's the anxiety that came over me because I'm black, a female in a car driving through Atlanta. And then one of my friends just called me right now to check to see if we made it home. And she was like, y'all made it home safe? I'm like, yeah, we just made it. And then she was like, yeah, y'all was a target in a Charger in the middle of the night with black tinted out windows. She was like, that is very much so dangerous. And I was like, I understood, even though we wasn't trying to be a target, even though you would say, oh, well, things has changed. Things haven't changed for us. Things haven't changed for us. When you come to a different state and you don't know the ins and outs and you don't know the races, little counties and things like that, it's a little different for you.
Yeah.
So for me, just driving, then when we got behind that pickup truck, my heart was beating so fast. I started dropping my location to other people because I didn't know what was going to happen. Even though, again, don't get it twisted, nobody said nothing to us. Nobody said anything.
Nobody.
And then people can even say, like, oh, well, y'all was just in Columbus. Columbus not racist, or Columbus not this. For us, driving down a back road and seeing nothing but something that actually shows racism to us, which is those Confederate flags
and Trump flags.
and those Trump flags, that to me screams racism. That to me screams mega. That to me screams unhinged. That to me screams you don't need to be over here. That to me gives me anxiety. And I'm not claiming anxiety under any circumstances. But what I will say is to be black and be in 2025 and to feel that way is not okay. That's what I will say. It's not okay. I should have never been made feel that way. And I feel that way because, again, even in 2025, freedom really ain't free. We not free.
We saw that sign too.
We did. we not free realistically.
A big old sign on somebody's front lawn. Freedom ain't free.
On somebody's yard. But my thing is we walk every day doing what we doing. We work, we save, we do everything they say you're supposed to do in the American dream. And no matter what you do, when you are driving in a town they say you're not supposed to be in, or you driving down a road that they say you're not supposed to be driving down, or whatever the case may be, at the end of the day, you all look the same. I don't care how much money is in your bank account. I don't care how educated you are. I don't care how many degrees, how many letters you have behind your name. I don't care who you know.
Don't drive a nice car.
I don't care about none of that. You still can become a victim to them circumstances of your skin color. And I felt that. I've never felt that. I've lived in Mississippi. I've never felt that. I felt that tonight. I was praying the entire time. Just please let us get back to the other side. That's all I want to do is make it back here.
Just make it home.
And that's crazy. Because I could see my grandma saying something like that. But me, in 2025, saying I was just terrified for a whole 2 hours. As gentrified as Georgia, well, not Georgia, Atlanta is, as gentrified as it is, as the black Mecca is supposed to be, we was 2 hours away.
Gentrified.
Atlanta is, though. Atlanta's black.
Right, but that's not gentrified.
Well,
gentrified is when the white people come in.
No, I know what gentrification means. That's not what I'm saying.
I got you.
You know how, example, Chicago is a melting pot. It has everybody in there. Atlanta is the same way. It has a lot of wealthy people, a lot of black people, a lot of different people here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. But then I also prefaced it to being the black Mecca. That's why I was wrapping that up. Mm-hmm. So with Atlanta supposed to be the black Mecca, only being 2 hours away, I shouldn't have felt that. I will say that. I shouldn't have felt that. And I'm not saying people shouldn't have freedom of speech. I'm not saying any of that, but I do feel like something needs to change about the process. And just sitting here making a video do not change it. Just sitting here making posts on social media do not change it. The only change we're going to get if we change it for ourselves. I can't say what that is because everybody got two different mentalities. You got your Malcolm X and your Martin Luther's. I want to be on the Malcolm X side, but at the same time, whatever floats, but we gotta figure out something. Yeah, that's what I got.
And another thing that we talked about in the car too, allies. Allies, you know, the ones that are doing the work, amazing, but the ones that are quiet, and still, you know, you can't be a quiet ally. You cannot be a quiet ally.
It's complicit.
Exactly. You got to speak up. If you're going to be an ally for real. If you're an ally around your family. You're an ally around your friends. You're an ally around the people that, when you're away from the people that you're an ally of, you stand in proxy for them wherever you at.
Yeah.
And if you're not in these rooms or in these places, you know, speaking on certain things, it's not going to make any changes. If you're quiet when you're around your family or you're around your circle of friends and your circle of people, and they're saying this and they're saying that and they're saying the N-word and you just sitting there and you just like,
that means you're complicit.
You're allowing it to happen and you're allowing it to progress. So being an ally and being silent is it's an oxymoron. You can't be a silent ally. You have to be an active, loud ally. And I've actually met people before who are allies, and they're like, I don't talk to my family anymore. because they're racist, or because they're this, or because they're that, or my dad voted for Trump and we haven't spoken in months. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying necessarily separate yourself, from your loved ones. But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Love you too.
Love you too, Cooper. But you cannot be a silent ally. Allyship is going to help us move in the right direction. Because as Black people, we already doing what we're supposed to be doing for the most part.
No, I ain't gonna say that.
Well, I'm gonna say to a certain extent. If I'm out here living my life, minding my business, why you minding my business? Just let me be me, and just let me do me.
I disagree with you only on the basis of you just said that an ally can't be silent because if they silent, then they're complicit. And I say the same thing for Black people and Black people who have made it, Black people who do have the money, Black people who do have the influence,
right.
and all of that. So
right.
my thing is, if you're a Black person, I ain't gonna say no name because I almost just said their name, but I know how her community go. I ain't gonna play them games. Oh. But what I will say, I don't care if you Black, white, Puerto Rican, or Haitian. If you're silent, you're complicit. Point blank, period. So me not talking about it or me seeing somebody get something happen to them and I don't speak out on that, I'm complicit. So again, to me, no. Black people get their education, they move out the hood and not give nothing back to the hood that they lived in. I'm a person of that too. Black people make money and they go find a neighborhood and they move into that neighborhood with the rest of these white people that they do not want you there. So I disagree, but I respect your opinion. But for me, it's a no. We all need to speak up.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Let me see if I can say it better. Because you got me thinking when you said that, and I wholeheartedly agree with that, and I get where you're coming from because but what I was saying was we have been doing the work, to a certain extent. You look at civil rights, you look at things that have happened that have led us up to this point to where African Americans, Black people have certain liberties that, of course, were not afforded to our ancestors in slavery, right? So that's what I mean by doing the work. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. That's what I meant by that.
Okay.
I know I said living our lives and doing whatever, but for me in my mind, that kind of encapsulates that. But at the same time, I get where you're coming from too, because just being in your lane sometimes is not enough.
Correct.
You need to go out and you need to be active in your community in some type of way in order to uplift it and bring everybody in as community.
Correct.
Right. So thank you for that. I get that. I get where you come from.
I got one more little small caveat to what you just said again.
Go ahead.
One of the things you just said too is the civil rights and all of that different stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did what they needed to do. Because I will not allow, because I can't say that for anybody else, but I don't agree with giving credit to people that didn't do nothing. Because they did that.
Right.
When are we going to set up and do ours? And that's all I'm saying. They did that. They did that. They did that.
They did.
So yes, they was moving. Yes, they had something. They had something. They were doing something.
So is your question now, when is the next revolution gonna come?
No, that's not my question. My question is when Black people gonna be sick and tired of being sick and tired, and then we're gonna make some shape. That's my question.
Do something.
Because I just watched a podcast with Jamal Bryant, and he said, and I don't know because I didn't fact check the numbers. He said Black people was given $12 million a day to Target. And then he said another number about Amazon. But here's my thing: there's two different Black people on TikTok. One created Blackazon or something like that, and then the other one created something like for Black-owned business where you could scroll through her stuff and you could shop and buy stuff from Black people and all that. And when you go to the comments, all the comments say, well, how we know we're going to get our stuff?
There's no trust.
We don't know if they going to do it right. We don't know this, we don't know that because it's a black business. Because when Amazon first started out, how many times did everybody say that? Because I said it. With TikTok, when TikTok first started open, when everybody's like, "Oh, shop on TikTok," I was like, "No, I don't trust TikTok. I don't trust TikTok." Now that's all I do is buy stuff off of TikTok. Yeah. But my thing is, you get it sometimes, and sometimes you don't. Even with Amazon, even with TikTok. But yet, those were the comments, and that's the thing. We have that mentality because that's what was trained to have in. We don't trust other black people. We just don't. And right now it's just a conversation because that's what we're doing because we want to talk about what just happened. So yes, it's just a conversation. So that's the first thing somebody can say in the comments. Hey, well, y'all just sitting on the camera talking and that don't do nothing for black people either. It don't. It don't. Mm-hmm. I will never sit here and sit there and say it does. It doesn't. Because right now it's just mouths moving. Yeah. But the more mouths we have moving and the more energy we put into actually doing something to help ourselves is when things get different. It was another podcast I watched with Roland Martin. Yeah. And it's a young black boy from Albany, Georgia. They were talking about voting, and Roland kept saying, like, you need to encourage them to vote and different things like that. And he had a great point. Voting don't change nothing for none of us. Do vote. But at the end of the day, how we make changes, let me show you what I can do. So you know what that baby did? He opened a school. A boarding school.
And how old was he?
He started at 18. He like 23. He opened a boarding school. And it's not grant funded. It's not government funded. It's literally funded by the community. Him and his friends. These are kids. He said, I ain't got time for that. I'm going to buy this old school that they didn't close down before they tear it down. And I'm going to go to this courthouse, get these babies that they putting in the system. We going to take care of them and put them through school and educate them so that they won't be on the literacy rate. So they won't be counted in that number. That's what he did. He didn't say, let me go. Yeah. He didn't say, let me go wait for the government to give me $10. He didn't say, well, I ain't got no PPP, so I can't do. He didn't say none of that. That baby fundraised. That baby worked the job, got his money up, did what he needed to do. If he can do that, one child, one kid, one teenager, think about if all of us stick together and do what we need to do.
And then the thing about it that I don't like, I know one thing that you were saying about that particular podcast, from how, because I didn't watch it, but she was explaining it to me. But from what you were saying, the line of questioning that Roland was coming at him with, it was kind of like, well, why this? Well, why that? Or why this? What? And instead of, you know what, that's amazing. And I'm going to support this. And you know what? I know a lot of powerful people, and I'm going to give them your number, or we're going to link up, or we're going to do something, or we're going to do some crowdfunding for you, or we're going to put you out there, let everybody see what you, like that didn't happen to my knowledge.
To my knowledge, it didn't happen either.
So
by the end of the,
if it did happen, that's awesome. But from what I heard and from what she saw, we didn't see it in that exchange. And that's one thing that I want people to stop doing. Just because somebody find another way to do something, don't down them for doing it a different way than how you did it. Allow them to be great. He's out here doing something for young black men, in a positive light. He not pulling them and taking them on the street. He's putting them in school, helping them build skills for life so they can better themselves and not re-enter into the system again, so they won't continue to be a statistic. So that's something that I want people to stop doing, because we'll see these young people coming about. And one thing I can say about Gen Z, they ain't waiting for nobody to do nothing. They do what they're going to do and keep it moving. And what I want the other generations to do is stop downing them for doing things a different way. We all have different ways to get to an outcome. What worked for you is not going to work for me. What works for my wife may not work for me. What worked for y'all may not work for us. But we all have a common goal, which is to be successful and to be thriving partners of society. So let's stop downing each other. If you see somebody, help them. If you're not going to help them, leave them alone. We don't need the negative publicity.
Yeah.
We get enough of that just being black. So if you see another brother or another sister doing something, if you can't help, leave it alone. Don't talk about it. If you can't help, the best thing you can do is spread the word. Hey, it's a young guy over here. He started a boarding school, such as so and so. Y'all want to donate some money, or we can take some school supplies down there, or we could do this, or we could do that. Like, we need to come together as a community and be better for each other and with each other.
I agree.
All generations. That's another thing too. That generational stuff, we gotta chill with all that. He just waiting for the bottle. Anything else you
I'm
got?
parenting right now.
Yeah. He's an attention whore.
Not too much on my baby.
I want to play. Like, this is nonstop, low key. Like, he will do this all night until it's time to go to bed. And even when we go upstairs and go to bed, he will go get another toy, and it's like, can you throw it real quick before you get into bed, please?
But I brought him a ball launcher, and it scares him.
He's scared of, yeah, we got to get him used to it. Because once we get him used to that ball launcher, hands off.
Oh, glory.
Hands off.
And he's a smart baby, so he learned quick.
We just got to get him over that fear. But back to the subject.
Overall, GPS today was giving us MapQuest.
Her name is Gypsum.
Was giving us
She
MapQuest.
did me wrong.
I believe that there's a reason for everything. So it was for some reason, the Lord felt like we didn't need to make that comedy show, which is cool. You know, I'm not mad at that. I really enjoyed my experience that we had in Columbus and at the restaurant we went to.
Yeah,
the restaurant was really good. So I'm cool with all that. The whole overall, I never knew how affected I was or how traumatized I truly am when it comes to being placed in those type of situations. And I'm saying that coming from a place where I lived in Mississippi. I lived there. And I went to school there. I was in Mississippi from 2005 all the way on and off up until 2014. So I'm saying all that to say I've been around racist people. I've been around a lot of different situations and interactions that I've had, but nothing was like the fear and anxiety of not making it home or my dad not knowing what happened to me. None of that. I've never had that. And I used to travel Mississippi roads in the middle of the night coming from the clubs. Like, we used to travel those roads. So it ain't pitch black. But I never felt that. Never felt that. Now, I don't know if that was just a liquid courage back then or because I was young and I felt fearless. Because I don't feel fearless right now. Right now, I just want to make it. But it could, and that's what I will preference that to say, like, you know, when you are a teenager, a young adult, you're fearless and nothing bothers you, nothing matters, you just boom. But when you get a little bit older, you know, I'm a young 5. When you turn 25,
yeah. She 25, I'm 29.
Right. You look at life a little different because you don't want to lose. It's so precious. It's so precious. Even putting yourself in situations. We went to a restaurant last night. We walked in the door.
Oh, geez.
And and that's the thing too. You have, when you know yourself, know yourself. Don't let nobody else talk you into something. Don't let you talk you into it neither. I didn't point at you.
You did.
Don't let you talk you into something. Last night we went to a restaurant. The restaurant probably was going to be an amazing restaurant. I don't know. Because we did not eat there. Because we were not comfortable. Yeah. And it didn't have anything to do with, we just wasn't comfortable.
We weren't comfortable.
And so we had to get ourselves out of that situation with that restaurant. Same thing when we was just driving. We weren't comfortable. When you get a little bit older, you look at life differently. And I'm not gonna ever put myself in a situation where at any given moment somebody have to make a phone call to my father and say, "Your baby not here. Your baby's in a tree. Your baby is in a morgue on this table." I'm not gonna put myself in that situation to get that call.
Right.
That's what I will say. Now, if it happens, it happens, but not me doing it intentionally.
Right. And it's so crazy because living in Georgia, you hear about so many things that just happen, like the boys that were found in the mountains, or you might hear about this person that got hanged, or you know, mysterious happenings. And we know that stuff is not mysterious. We know what that is. And I gotta take something back because I know I said that was the only time I felt anxious. It was actually one other time, but we had forgot about it, and we was talking about it in the car later. We went on a cruise, and because we live in Georgia, going to the ports to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, we just drive down there. So when we came back, we had to drive from, it was Miami, I think. We were driving from Miami back to Georgia. And
Enough.
Gypsy, again,
Back road.
she took us on the back roads, and we were on the back roads for a minute. And it was the same situation. It was unfamiliar areas because we were in, like, I think southern Georgia. Right. I don't remember exactly where we were, but I think we had crossed. Yeah, we had crossed out of Florida and we were into Georgia. But she was taking us on these back roads, and again, we were like trying to beat the sun, just trying to beat the sun. I said, "Lord, please, I need to get to an interstate. I need to get to an interstate," and God did it. As soon as we got to the interstate, the sun went down, and we was on the interstate for the rest of the way. But that experience too was kind of the same, like how we felt tonight. We both were anxious. We weren't really talking that much.
But the climate was a little bit different though. So like I don't think that we were that heightened. Yeah, it was a little anxiety right there, but the climate was different when that situation transpired. So we weren't driving past seeing all these Trump signs and Blue Lives Matter, Confederate flags. We wasn't riding past all that stuff. It was not there. Mm-hmm. So I think for me, and it's so crazy because you brought up the flag on our way down there, and I told you then that the flag, it disgusts me, and then on our way back, that's always, the whole road was nothing but flags.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot.
And they wouldn't.
And you could tell once we got comfortable, because once we got to a certain, and I was looking at the time too, I was like, okay, 30 minutes away. Okay, we getting closer. And then once we got out of Coweta County, and then we got into Fayette County, and we was like, oh, we good.
The windows came
the windows went down, the sunroof was open,
the
music turned up. We was back to sipping and puffing and enjoying ourselves and laughing and hee-heeing and ha-haing. And it's just amazing how, like, people don't understand that feeling, and the only people that understand that feeling are minorities or Black people.
I mean,
it's like you can't explain it. It's something you just have to go through, and a lot of them, or any of them, they're not gonna go through that. They might want to compare to if they're driving in the hood and they lock their doors and stuff like that. I lock my doors when I drive in the hood. I mean, it is what it is. It's not the same, though. It's not the same.
I digress on this part.
I'm just saying, it's not the same. I mean, my door's locked automatically anyway. They're gonna be locked to wherever I'm at. But it's not the same feeling. Huh? We both bougie. You ain't have to whisper that. Bougie. Yes, you are. We had girl.
You're bougie.
Girl. Okay.
I'm not bougie. I know where I come from. That's why I mind my business and drink water. Not drink water.
You drank that water today. But it's not the same. It's truly not the same. And it's only something that you can experience. And it's honestly not something or a feeling that I wish on anyone.
No, it's not.
It's not. Like she said, 2025, 2 Black females in a car. driving and feeling anxious and just praying, Lord, let us make it home.
Bruh, do the speed limit. Don't turn too quick. Like all that stuff, just shoot.
Don't let no smoke come out the window. Like, don't make any sudden moves. Don't appear to be suspicious. Driving behind that truck, I didn't want to go around them, even though it was a dotted line in the middle of the road. Like,
no chances. You just don't want nobody to stop you, because I don't want to have that experience of, oh, phone record, let me go live. Like, I don't care for it. I just want to live my life and be great.
Live long and prosper.
And you can't do that with the climate that we're in right now. You got to keep your head on a swivel. That's why it was so crazy. Even with her, I just told her that the other day. She was walking with us. She had a phone in her hand. Like, put your head on the swivel. Like, I just don't trust anything right now. When I'm outside, head is on the swivel, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
You never know.
These are the times that we live in, people. Present day. This is not 1958. This is not 1905. This is 2005. And
it's 2005.
Dang, 2020. My bad. This is 2025.
Mm-hmm.
But 1905, 2005, 2025. The experience for Black people is the same,
which is crazy, because we are, and that's the other part to it too, because it's so many people that think we came so far, and we have. But sometimes I look at things and say, maybe fighting for integration wasn't the best thing that they fought for. I just feel that as Black people, as American people, we would have did better, separate but equal, and we would have been more prosperous. Yes, everything we did that was on our own, they burned it down. Yes, everything that we did on our own, they drowned it. Yes, they did not like us doing anything. Even to this day today, it's a Black-owned restaurant in some part of Tennessee that people are bothering right now. I just saw it on my For You page that white people are just standing outside. My apologies. Caucasian people are standing outside of it recording it for no reason. And it's a Black-owned business, female, the only Black-owned anything in that area. Again, I get all that. I just believe that we should have stayed separate but equal. We could be very self-sufficient. We got the money.
We got plenty of money.
We got the money.
Look at the statistics we talked about earlier. That we y'all can fact check them. With Target alone, Black people were spending $12 million a day.
We got the money. Somebody just told me, I'm gonna say this name wrong, but they was buying they getting their kids ready to go back to school, and their daughter wanted some Rick Mortons or something like that, $1,300 shoe. We got the money. We got it.
We gotta utilize it in the right way.
We know how to garden. We know how to do all of it. We ain't have no choice. We know how to make it work. We done been through everything, and we still come out on top every time.
We gotta stop the ego tripping.
Bruh.
And we gotta find some trust in one another. I always say this when people start talking about situations like this. Willie Lynch did his big one. He sure did. If you don't know who Willie Lynch is, that's who they named lynchings after him. Look him up if you don't know who he is or what he's about. But he had devised a plan of how to get the slaves together, how to keep them submissive and all this type of stuff. And part of his plan was to ensure that what was instilled in the slaves would be instilled in the generations after. And let's just be real. It worked, unfortunately. And we got to change our mindsets as people.
Yeah.
We got to do some work, y'all. We've come a long way, but we still got a long way to go.
Long way to go.
Long way to go. But thank you for listening to this Tech Talk. We appreciate y'all tuning
just to
in.
get it out, baby.
But we was in the car and she said it this time. I didn't pull her into this
she
podcast.
didn't actually this time. She didn't. I said I need. No, what I said was I need to record a video to upload because of this situation. And then I said, oh, we could just do a podcast. So yes, but I was gonna record it on my own and throw it up on my page because how I felt. But yeah.
You can still do it though.
Yeah, no bookie, but it's out.
But that's what we want to share with y'all today.
And that's Cooper. That's the man of the house. Gooba. Gizzy.
Hey, Chocolate Monkey.
And
there
then
you go.
That's the grandpa of the house.
That's Big Papa.
That's the grandpa.
Yeah, my baby.
He's the older one.
Yes.
Yes, he's a big
but I want to hear you all's feedback. What does America mean to you? What does the flag mean to you? Have you all experienced anything like this yourselves? What did you do in the situation? Like, I want to hear some stories. I want to hear some feedback. Hit me up in the comments and let us know. Because I know this is an experience, like I said, it's shared amongst Black people. Unfortunately, it's a club that you don't want to be a part of, but
it actually is a club.
It is what it is. But I will say this: I don't want anybody to get this wrong. I would never change the fact that I am Black, and if every lifetime I come back,
eat that up.
God make me a Black person.
Eat that up. I don't look like a raisin. Look at me. Eat that up. Okay, listen. He did his big one with me.
Blackity, black, black, black.
He did his big one with me.
I will be that.
He did his big one with me.
Every time.
I feel like every time I've been here, I've been me. Black. African.
I feel the same way too. I think one time.
No, Bookie, but I think you had some.
I think
you was a little cookish.
I think one time
I think you was a little cookish.
I think the last couple of times though, before I got to here, I've been Black.
I think probably the last 2 times you were Black. But every time after that, Bookie butt is given Caucasian
Don't try me.
Woman.
Don't try me.
I'm calling your manager.
And Will.
I know.
But who told me that though?
No, Bookie butt. I taught you that over the phone. If you calling somebody on the phone, I don't care what it is. Let me get your manager, Bookie butt. It don't matter how good you just did. It don't matter what you just said. I need extra let me talk to you.
Still calling the manager, right?
That's different though. That's because I need you to take this $30 off this bill. My daddy told me well. But in a store, I don't do that. In a store, let me tell you something. You make me mad by looking at me too long. I'm going to put everything I got down and walk clean out.
That's a fact.
I don't talk to you. I'm not asking for your manager. I don't care about none of that. And I do not return to that store. That's how deep it is for me. I don't play them games. I'm not going to get on Facebook. I'm not going to get on TikTok, Instagram, none of that and make a complaint about nobody. I'm going to put that shit down. I'm going to walk out. You won't get my dollar. That's how I look at it. And from that moment on, I will not be back to your store. I don't care what kind of store it is. That's how I look at it. I don't care what kind of restaurant it is. I'm not calling your manager. I'm not calling your CEO. I'm not writing no review. I'm not doing none of that. I'm going to put this down and walk out. It was a video of a girl inside of like a mechanic store. I think she was getting some work done on her car, and they was playing and joking about Juneteenth, and she got up and said, "Give me my keys," and walked out the door. I'm on that time. That's me. Baby, the lady in Walmart peed me off, and I walked out, left Walmart, don't go back, changed my medicine over to e-scripts. Will not go back.
Facts.
Go to Food Depot. It ain't that deep to me.
Food Depot. Plus
I don't owe these stores my loyalty. So I don't care if it's a store, a restaurant, a business, whatever it is. Don't make no post. Don't go crazy with. Don't do none of that. Don't get their ass to silence. Oh, okay. Have that. I will return everything.
Look, we will be in the middle of grocery shopping. We will be in the middle of doing a shopping, whatever. She'd be like, "Oh, put that stuff back.
Put it down.
Or leave the cart right there. Let's go." Well, all right, cool.
and it's simple.
We go.
And I'm a Gemini, so that trigger is. I'm quick with the trigger. And all you do is look at me, Bookie, but don't look at me too long. Let me make me feel away, and I'm gonna show you how I feel.
That's not Chicago.
That's that I don't care. And I think that's what the more the world needs to give. Because if y'all gave Walmart that same energy that y'all just gave this black-owned business over here for getting your mashed potatoes wrong over with macaroni, Walmart wouldn't even be here. The way Walmart disrespect everybody to go in there, Walmart could not pay me to come in there. And they ain't did nothing to me. One lady. And she was an older black lady. That's how it is for me. I don't care who you with. I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to yell, cuss you out. I'm not going to threaten to fight you. I'm not going to try to get your job.
That part.
And you might look at it and say, oh, that's just one person. That's not a lot of money. It don't make a difference. If more than one person just do it, Target CEO had to take a 50% pay cut. $12 million a day into a 50% pay cut.
Make it make sense, y'all.
Oh, okay.
That part.
Okay.
So
my one person now.
I do. So thank y'all again for tuning in. This is my second time closing out.
Oh.
No, you good. I'll say it again. Thank you for coming to our TED Talk. No, but we just really need to get that out because that was an experience that we want to talk about, or my wife wants to talk about it. So we go ahead and put it up and share it with y'all. But please hit us back in those comments. Let us know what's up. Also, ideas about how we can move forward as a people, what we can do. And I know sometimes that conversation can go, but start small. Everything don't have to be on such a grand scale. Somebody can be like that young guy who's doing his stuff in Albany. We could be Albany, Georgia. We can be doing something over here. Somebody else could be doing something in this community. Somebody else can be doing something in that community. Somebody else can be doing something in Chicago, New York, wherever. And I know there are people out there doing the work, but I don't feel it's enough of us doing the work. But we'll get to it. I pray we do eventually. In this present time, as a community, we do need to pull ourselves together. And I've said this to my wife before, even with everything that's going on with this administration, for some reason, I've gotten an assurance from God, and I feel this in my heart of hearts, that we, as people, are going to be all right. We are not, we're not afraid of struggle. We know how to survive in struggle. I mean, it's like, it's crazy. It's like we have a major in that, and we we know how to deal with it. I love, and this is the last thing I'm saying. I saw a clip of, what was her name? Not Nia Long. I saw a clip of Nia Long, and she was talking about her self-worth and everything, and she said at one point her, who was it? Her agent came to her and was like, well, you don't want to work, do you? She said, of course I want to work, but I'm not going to work on that. And she said, the difference between me and you is I've been broke before, so that doesn't scare me. And that's the mentality that we have to have. If you've been there before, and I know not all Black people come from poverty and things like that, but if you have been there before and you know what it's like to live without, shouldn't nothing else scare you? You know how to survive. You came from that. Keep moving forward, right? So we gonna be all right. Keep pushing forward, people. Anything else you got, baby?
No, because you signed off like 3 times. Sign off, please.
This is the 3rd time. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all tuning in. And as always, yes, baby, remind them your crown may be tilted, but never, ever let it fall. Peace and love.